Hey guys, Indie Prepper here with a continuation of the One series. Now we're talking about the One Machete for low-cost prepping, survival, etc., general use. Now what you see here are two very popular choices out there. The Cold Steel line, the Panga Machete, and their heavy-duty machete. Great blades out there, reasonably priced, 15 bucks or so a piece. Gotta pay an extra 5 bucks or so for a sheath for them. These are not my first pick, but these are a common pick. I'm going to come back to these in a minute, but just thought I'd show them because I know this is going to be a very common option that a lot of you guys out there have heard about, seen, and chosen. Machetes are relatively low cost overall. You can buy them for $5, $6, $7, $8 at Harbor Freight or Walmart or wherever the heck else. Usually very thin, cheap construction, etc. But honestly, with a machete, why waste time on a cheap machete that may break on you when you get something that's a little more quality that's going to last you a lifetime? This is still going to be reasonably priced overall, but these are okay. I think I've got some better options here for you. When I was thinking about machetes and one that I would want to have for a reasonable price, there was no doubt. Hands down, the Condor line. This is the Condor Golok, and my other one, personal favorite, is the Kukri machete. These are fantastic blades for a very reasonable price for what you get. They're notably more expensive than your standard machetes, but these things can take the ultimate beating and should last a lifetime. We'll start with the Golok here. This is probably the one for your average guy out there. Your average person who needs a machete. This style is probably going to get the job done just fine across the board. The Condor line offers a whole lot of different styles of machetes out there. These are just two that I brought out to show you. True full tang construction across the board. Good Guatemalan walnut grips. Come quite sharp overall for a machete. Very thick overall. Check my other video reviews of these things. But compared to your standard machete, ultra thick. Can be used for batoning if you need to, or anything else, prying or wrenching or anything else. These are not going to let you down compared to your standard little thinner machete. It's got a lot of flex in it. There's nothing wrong with the flex at all, but honestly, I like a big hunk of steel. Only problem with these things, they're a little pricey, but overall they're heavy. They're notably heavier than your standard machete. Standard when you're not going to notice the weight on your hip or wherever you tend to carry it. These are notably heavier, but honestly you get what you pay for. Come with great leather sheaths. Check my old video reviews. This is one for the Golok, for the Kukri. But you're not going to break these things. It's just going to be virtually impossible. I've got a couple more of these that I use out in the field. For standard slashing and brush clearing and all that, this Golok is going to get the job done just fine. Personally, where I live and my turf is lots of hardwoods, not a lot of small underbrush and vines and brush clearing and all that I'm going to need to do. I have a lot of hardwood, so I honestly prefer this. Anything I'm chopping through, I like this Kukri. I like the downward chopping angle of this thing. It's going to get the job done and chop through what I need. Great handles for both. I like this one a little bit better. If I had to choose one, I'd choose the Kukri for my needs, but I would say for your average person, something with a swept back edge here for better slashing and all that, brush clearing. So my number one pick is definitely going to be this Golok. They'll run you roughly $40 or so with the sheath, maybe $50 on the top end. You say that's a lot for a machete. It's not a lot for a machete that's going to last you forever. I'd rather buy one good machete and have it than waste time on a $5 piece of junk that I break and need another one. And I have to spend another $5, another $5. You know, just buy this good one. Okay, that's what I would say. If I had to have one overall, I'd pick this. Again, not everybody wants something this thick. I like the thickness of these blades. I think they're excellent across the board. Like I said, 40, maybe 50 bucks on the high end. You may be able to find them for 35 on sale. But check my old reviews of both of these. Love them both. This one's my favorite, but this one, well, the other one I've got of this, gets a lot of field use. So there's my number one pick. Now, number two will probably strike some folks as a little bit of an odd choice. Not a common choice, but one that I like. The Marbles line. I've been using Marbles items for several years now and very much appreciate them, like them a lot. They have a lot of other styles. This is the Camp Bolo machete style, which is probably a good general description. They've got some longer ones. They've got some with wire grip handles, wire wrapped rather, etc. A lot of options out there for all of your needs, but I like the Condor line. They are true full tang, as you can see there. Again, check my old videos. Standard wood grip, nothing real special there. Bright orange. I like the bright orange. You can see it, you drop it, whatever. I like this one because you had a false edge back here that I did sharpen up, so you can use this for extra chopping if the other side gets dull, or you can use this paddle in for prying and digging, those types of things. Now the marbles line also stands out as superior with their sheaths as far as cheaper sheaths compared to the leather ones from Condor. Very nice sheaths overall. Design varies somewhat slightly, but you have multiple little pockets on any style you're going to get, and every last one of them comes with a sharpening stone, which is a great little bonus. These are very well priced. $15, $16 a piece, give or take. 20 on the high end. A little hard to find out there, only a few suppliers that have them, but I really like the marbles line. They've never let me down, and I've got quite a few of them that I use quite a lot. So just a nice little blade overall. This is more the standard thickness of a machete. Got some flex to it and all that, if you can see that right there. Maybe you can't, but a well-designed blade, easy to see, easy to find, lanyard hole on the backside. So this is my number 2. Partially do the options and the low price, and also do the sheath. I can do a lot with this sheath, put in little extra items, cigarette lighters, matches, little fishing kit, whatever you want to with these things. They're very versatile overall, very reasonably priced across the board. So this is my number 2. Not necessarily the style. They've got the Jungle Master. They've got some bigger, heavier ones and longer ones rather, for whatever your needs may be. So the marbles line doesn't get enough attention, but they should. Now, I don't normally stop at my secondary recommendation, but I'm going to go ahead and continue on. Number 3, and a very worthwhile mention, are the cold steel line. There's nothing wrong with the cold steel machetes. The corrosion resistance here is pretty good. They do not tend to come standard with a sheath. You're going to spend a few bucks more on them, but they're just standard basic Cordura. Nothing to write home about, very basic overall. So the durability is going to be average at best. So most of these do tend to be full tang from what I can tell, and they come quite sharp overall. But the fit and finish, the marble shines in the price comparison. Same price roughly for the blade and the sheath as the marbles line. I just think the marbles is just a better blade overall. This is a panga that I've not used before. It's one of my extra backups. Nothing wrong with this. The panga style is going to get the job done in most purposes. Can be used for defense as well. And let me go ahead and also, while I'm at it, add a 4th one, even though this is the 1 series. I've heard a lot of bad things about these blades, but I've heard more good. The United Cutlery line. This is one that I use a lot. This is obviously kukri style. This one's been beat up a little bit, and frankly needs to be cleaned up for the last time I was out in the woods the other week. It's got a sawback on it, which is quite a nice little addition there, if you can see that. I got a vid review on this. Nice big safe handle, very grippy. Nice guard, so you're not going to beat your hand up or anything like that. Slashing through brush. Again, I tend to prefer the kukri style, but I also have more of your classic slashing style in the United Cutlery as well. Nothing wrong with this one either. These are about 20 bucks a piece or so, so roughly the same price point as the cold steel and marbles line up. But overall, I would prefer a Condor line of machete. If I had to have just one machete that I had to walk out in the woods with and use for an extended length of time. So anyway, guys, hope you found this interesting or hopefully useful. Condor all the way, lots of lineup of various things. Check them out. Look around for prices. You can find them a little bit cheaper. The leather sheaths are excellent, and the machetes themselves are just stellar compared to the competition out there for the price. Indie Prepper, out.